You are now watching The B Shine. This is Eddie Brock. Well, being inspired by hip-hop as a kid, it really started from my pops because he used to be a DJ. And, you know, he had a room full of records and shit. When I was young, my mom got me a Sesame Street record player. So one day, I went in that room and I played any and everything. I knew how to use a little 45 adapter and all that shit, and I just played a lot of records. And he didn't have a lot of hip-hop in there, but I can't even remember what hip-hop record it was, but I just know that was the point when I got into music, and my dad let me listen to whatever I wanted to listen to. My mom's did. But, you know, it was just really, I was from Brooklyn, so the culture I was raised in was automatically hip-hop. Hip-hop culture was everywhere, from, you know, the clothing to just the music that was out. And it's really hard for me to remember what music was out when I was young. I mean, we're talking so many different levels of me being a first listener, then being a writer. I would say the first rap I could really remember really clinging to was Slick Rick. You know what I'm saying? So the BX, Slick Rick, Children's Story, that entire album I knew by heart, The Adventures of Slick Rick. Yeah, Mo, my mom's found out because me and my cousin was actually reciting the entire song Indian Girl. If you know Indian Girl on Adventures of Slick Rick, explicit as fuck, you know what I'm saying? He definitely had one of these stickers on his joint. And, you know, he was talking about crabs and all kinds of shit and sex and all that. And I was like, what the hell are y'all singing over here? We knew about heart. We all excited. And that was kind of like my first, when I really realized how much I loved it. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm missing a bunch of stuff, but that's like one of my first vivid memories of, you know, it being kind of a taboo, you know, for what it represented to the outside world, you know what I'm saying? It was just happy music for kids. Like, we didn't know what the hell adult stuff was going on, really. I wanted to start writing when I was listening to Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane. That's what it is. That's what it was. I knew I was looking for something like what that vibe was. It was Big Daddy fucking Kane, because at this time, dark-skinned dudes weren't even in. You know what I'm saying? Like, me being a dark-skinned dude, like the light-skinned pretty boys were always getting all the girls, and Big Daddy Kane was one of the few, you know, people I felt like I could relate to. You know what I'm saying? He rapped. I loved rap. And he used to get all the ladies. He had gold chains. He had the flat top. My flat top was never as fresh, but I was kind of a close look. I actually told people he was my cousin. When I was in 5th grade, I don't know what magazine I read, but I knew his last name. I was like, oh, Antonio Hardy. I was like, you know what? You know, my flat top looking fresh today. I think I could, you know, say I'm Big Daddy Kane's cousin, because, you know, everybody loves him. And from then, it was like, yo, you rap? I was like, nah, you know, here and there. And then they kept asking me, since I was his cousin, they was like, yo, you got to rap. And it was 5th grade. I just started writing. You know what I'm saying? Me and my boys used to, like, you know, battle rhyme or, you know, just show our rhymes off and whatnot. And Big Daddy Kane was the person I pretty much modeled my entire persona after. You know what I'm saying? The changed, evolved, so funny. It really turned into G-Rap when it came into really writing, because that's like my rap dad, if anybody ever asked. Like, G-Rap is that dude to me. And yeah, he raised my pen game. Like, he raised my pen game. So Big Daddy Kane to G-Rap, that's when I first actually wrote. I remember my first rhyme, too. Y'all would never hear that. But I remember my first rhyme, and it was back then. Everybody had their little crew from around the way. First, I started with my homeboy, Mike. Shout out to Fanatic, yo, what up, BX? And he was my rap partner. And then we met up with some other dudes from the other block, the Rowdy Bunch. Shout out to D. Anger, Dre, who's like a millionaire now. He has inventions and whatnot. But we started rapping together, so we, you know, we just meet up every day and just write and rhyme and, you know, talk about music and everything. And then those dudes had family out in New Jersey. And this is Newark. So I probably was about 15 years old, and we used to get on the PATH train, go out to Newark, New Jersey, and we had an entire clique out there of about like 17 to 20 dudes, you know, all together. And all we used to do was cipher and rhyme. And you know what I'm saying? And I didn't drink or smoke at the time, but all the OGs, they drank, smoke. And she just had me out there. I was the young, oh yeah, my name was Chaos back then. Yo, Chaos. Yo, come spit that rhyme. Yo, come spit those. I had like 3 rhymes, you know what I'm saying? But, those were the fucking showstoppers. They knew, like, yo, little young dude gonna come through and shut it down. So I used to go out to Newark. That was the first time I got in the studios out in Newark. I had a manager. I don't even remember his name, but this one, what's the name of this TV show? It might have, Malik Yoba and NYPD something. New York Undercover. And they used to play hip-hop, like maybe a minute of hip-hop to like start the show. But it was like a montage of what was gonna happen in the show, but it would be a record. And my manager promised, yo, we're gonna have your song on New York Undercover, like, yo, we go blah, blah, blah. So from there, like, I started taking it seriously. We did our single, never went anywhere, you know what I'm saying? Nothing really happened. But from there, I took it seriously. I started writing on my own. And I started, just going in ciphers, like going to the block with my OGs, you know what I'm saying? Let them know I was good. They started introducing me to people. And the more people I got introduced to, the more people say, yo, you are fucking nice. Like, you need to be somewhere. Like, let's go to this radio station. Let's go here. And then, it's like the network and just spiderwebbed out because everybody who met me, felt I was good enough to work with. Ma Dukes, I love you because she never, ever, ever, you know what I'm saying, stopped me, never deterred me, never said anything like, yo, don't fuck with it. And at the same time, I graduated college, I finished high school, thanks to her, you know what I'm saying? But she was like, yo, do your fucking thing, do what you want to do, but like, I've set this up for you to do. You know what I'm saying? I was fucking up in junior high, so she sent me to a private school, high school, kind of got my shit together, went to Syracuse University and shit. And, the whole time, like, I was still one foot in the game. Like, I was putting records out in Japan and France and Germany, but I was still in school. So I couldn't really get the full benefit or give my all to the music shit. So it was always a little tidbits. But along the way, like, my dudes was like, do what you want. And nobody else really had a say. My pops wasn't around. You know what I'm saying? When I saw him here and there, he knew I rap, but it was cool. But nobody really tried to shut me down because only mom's word mattered. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else could tell me, yo, don't do that. And she used to let me go out to Newark as a teenager because she trusted me. All kinds of shit was going on out there. But I guess she just knew what kind of spirit I ran with and knew I was going to be all right. But that shit was cool. One of them I'm just going to say, because, rest in peace to Sean Price, rest in peace to PH. I had the honor and privilege of bringing Sean Price up to Syracuse when I actually went there. Like, I had an organization. We used to throw hip-hop shows. And I remember bringing, Helter Skelter up. And we didn't know each other then at all, you know what I'm saying? But it was just, I rap. He didn't really know. I was just the organizer. And then years later, you know what I'm saying, we ended up going on tour. Shout to Swigger the Don, Northeast Wildcats. That's my homie. We got a group. And we pretty much went on tour with Helter Skelter, I believe Terminology as well. And we went to Virginia and D.C. But I learned so much, like just watching Helter Skelter rock, just, vibing with them and just being around, like, cats that I was listening to when I was really, kind of getting good but was unheard. So that, you know what I'm saying, being on, just having my stuff on High 97, shout to Rosenberg, Peter Rosenberg, spun my joints a few times. But, like, I've had so many golden moments. I probably spent about 25 years in this thing. Like, I literally been writing and recording and traveling and shit since 94, 95. What I love most about being an artist is the ability to express myself however I feel. And I feel like the problem that most people have is they don't have an outlet. Life gives you all kinds of bullshit. It's inevitable. You got to put up with it. But I feel like the person who finds their outlet can deal with life a lot better, no matter what it is. It could be sports, whatever, but as an artist, like, this is my shit. Like, I get to fucking do everything wrong. I get to do everything right, and I create my world when I write, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like the best reward is being able to connect with somebody else who you don't know, who wasn't there writing it with you, who had no idea the process, heard it, and said, oh shit, that's my shit. I love it. I get it. Like, that to me, that's gold. You know what I'm saying? I want that bread, but like I really, you know what I'm saying, appreciate that as an artist, being able to give and, you know what I'm saying, just receive on that end, you know what I'm saying? I want to say number one, bars, creativity, fun, you know what I'm saying? I think, you know, I used to be a teacher. I used to teach English. I didn't mention that, but watching kids learn and passing down your knowledge, I think is the most important thing. And there's no thing more important in the world than, you know, an artist being able to leave shit behind. Like no matter what, it can mean something different 20 years later. It can mean something so impacting now. But just leaving music behind and, you know what I'm saying, just leaving things behind, because that's where everybody learns from. That's how everybody networks. That's how everybody connects. So, I just want to be respected as, oh yeah, I learned so much from that dude, because a teacher always learns and the teacher always teaches, like inevitable, whatever they do. So.